Hello, welcome to Doris's Kitchen. And today we're still continuing our Christmas cookies, okay? We're doing trays, a variety of cookies, and being able to bake one batch of cookies and turning it into 3 different varieties of cookies, even though they're still kind of basically the same. So today we're making peanut butter cookies. Now when I've done my first batch, which I'll show you as my sample, I used just the creamy peanut butter, okay? And, of course, to save money on buying my nuts, my walnuts and everything, for this batch, I'm going to use the chunky peanut butter. So I'm already going to have my nuts all in it because it's nice and crunchy, and it's the right size for the nuts and everything, and this is what I like. So on the third batch is where we'll add our box of raisins, okay? So the first batch was plain with the smooth peanut butter. The second will be with the crunchy, and the third will be the crunchy with the raisin, okay? So first batch was plain, and that's because, you know, some people have an allergy to peanuts and everything, so you kind of have to be careful and know your guests, know who's coming. If not, then you need to label them. And especially when you get into the crunchy and everything, if you have a lot of seniors, you're really going to want to label what kind of cookies they are and whether it's with smooth or crunchy, because seniors tend to have a choking problem. Okay, so let's get going with our cookies. And this is the peanut butter cookie. So we're going to have a half a cup of the white sugar. Then we're going to have a half a cup of brown sugar. Then we're going to have a half a cup of shortening. This recipe really likes the half a cup deal and stuff. So there's our half a cup of shortening. Okay. And half a cup of our crunchy peanut butter. There we go. I'm going to need that later. Okay. Then we're going to have 1 egg. Okay. So far, half a cup of white sugar, half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of shortening, half a cup of your peanut butter, whether you want it smooth or crunchy, 1 egg, 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and a half a teaspoon of baking powder. This is the one that you need both on. Okay. So now I'm going to mix this all up because before I add flour and stuff, I like to mix it all up only because it's going to be easier when you add the flour and everything to make sure that, you know, the baking powder and baking soda is all properly mixed and everything blends in so much nicer that way. For better blending. You don't want to take a bite and go, oh God, okay, so this was the one that had all the baking soda, or this was the one that had all the baking powder. This way here, you know you're blended in nice and smooth. Alright, and this gives you a general idea of what it's going to look like. Okay, now we're going to add the last ingredient, which of course is our flour. Okay, and we want 1 1/4 cup. There we go. We estimate a lot when we cook, especially us older cooks. Well, not to be exact and perfect, but if you want, use your measuring cup, put them to full use. Okay, now with this recipe, they recommend that you put it in the refrigerator, you know, for maybe about 3 hours and stuff. So if you're going to do all your baking in one day, your cookies, like I'm doing today, then this will be the first one that you do. So you can put it in the refrigerator. By the time you're done baking the other two, because I made the chocolate chip cookies 3 ways, and the banana oatmeal cookies 3 ways, by the time you're done baking that, this is all ready. All right? So this one here, you kind of will roll up into a ball. And this, of course, again, will be with a ungreased cookie sheet. And like most of the other cookies that I've done, it bakes at 375 for about 10 minutes. That's pretty much the standard on most cookies anyhow, so if you don't know the temperature, you can pretty much go with that. Okay, so what you're going to do with this one, okay, once you have it in the refrigerator for about 3 hours, because that really helps it to hold together better. So I'm just going to show you what it's going to look like. Okay, nice little balls like this. See? Make some nice cute little balls. They'll hold better together once they've been refrigerated, and I think that's the idea of the whole thing, to help it hold. So I'll just demonstrate it for you. What you're going to want to do is to put some flour on a plate, use a fork, and then just press it down like that. Make a nice fork design. Okay, now some people will take a teaspoon and sprinkle some sugar on. If you want, you can also put some of your Christmas decoration, these little sugar drops, whatever you want to call them, red, white, and green, and put them on just to add the Christmas festive design to it. Or they got these really nice mint crunch. They're really super soft. You can put some of that. Most any of your little Christmas beads and everything you can put on top there, just to make it more colorful on your display of cookie tray. But I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and when I'm done with the other one, it'll be all ready to bake. And this is the end result of our sugar cookies. There we go. So this is what our sugar cookies will look like when they're all done. You can see, nicely baked. All right. So I hope you've enjoyed my cooking and my bringing all these cookies to you. And I wish you all a Merry Christmas. Oh my God!
I'm a cookie monster, my cookies!
Oh my God! Oh, well, okay. Well, I guess I'm going to have to bake some more. Bye-bye now. Merry Christmas.
Yum,
Bye-bye.
cookies.